My name is Carol Nesbitt Sayre. When Our Lady of the Shoals was opened, we all came to church here. We also went to the school. My daughter's has been baptized, went to CCD classes, and I have taught CCD for a long time. And my 2 daughters, my 6 grandsons, and 1 granddaughter, and 7 great-grands through the years has always came to church here.
Hi, I'm Sherry Campbell. I'm 72, and I have been attending Our Lady of the Shoals since I was born. My mom and dad, Red and Lorraine Campbell, moved here from Decatur, and I think the Diggles and the Thompsons and the Stales were all their first friends. So we're now 4 generations. There were 5. I have 4 brothers, and all of us grew up here and went to school here. We went to church in the parish hall. And when this church was built, 1974, my brother Bill was the first funeral. We've been here through weddings, funerals, baptisms, confirmations. There's been some absolutely wonderful priests. There's so many parishioners that have influenced my life that I know. I mean, growing up, we had the Carl and Dorothy Thompson and the Beckmans and the MacTalls. I just get teary thinking about all these wonderful people that influenced us. It's been quite a ride. I fell in love with a lot of the priests. Father Richard probably was the most influential priest, and he just related so well to that age group.
Hello, I'm Vera Schramm. I've been a member of Our Lady of the Shoals since 1963, when my husband and our 4 children and I moved from Northwest Indiana. We came here to the Colbert County area, where we were welcomed into Our Lady of the Shoals Church. Carl Thompson showed my husband where everything was, showed him the house that we bought almost immediately, still living in it in Sheffield. Our Lady of the Shoals had a wonderful school, and it was staffed by the sisters from Coleman, and we were privileged to have our children in parochial school, grades 1 through 8. But we went on to be members here and watched the growth. When I first came here, I was so fortunate to be welcomed by some of the other families living here. Genevieve and Red Harrison, that was the first invitation I had to come on over and have coffee with us. And most of you have heard my coffee story, and I'm going to save that. You just ask me about it sometime. The MacToff family also welcomed us, so we had lots of family times together, picnics and church events and so on. That's what I found so inviting about coming here. People were generous with their friendship, and I am forever grateful.
I'm Felice Janet Donald Green. I have been in this parish for 57 years. Before that time, I was at the little mission church. I think that's what they called it, Our Lady of Grace. They closed that in 1967, and that's when I came to Our Lady of the Shoals, which would be, as I said, 57 years ago. I have 3 children. I was so happy, 2 of those are boys, and one of the landmark things for us was when they became altar servers. Back then, there were only boys, so we called them altar boys. We all look forward to that, and they were both trained by a man named Mr. Roscoe. and I cannot think of his last name, but he lived until about 100, and he trained several generations of altar boys. And in the early days here at Our Lady, Mary Louise Carter and I were, I guess you would call, the choir. Actually, I was the cantor, and Mary Louise Carter played the organ. And for a long time, it was just the two of us, which I enjoyed doing. And of course, when we got a regular music director, music ministry, I have so enjoyed singing in the choir. I don't feel that I'm complete unless I participate in everything that I can possibly participate in my church. And I've just enjoyed being in this parish. I am from a very small family. And the one thing about being in a parish and being here so long, although I don't have blood siblings, I have my parish family. I have many brothers and sisters in Christ, and that makes me feel good. I don't know what I would do without my church. I can't even imagine not being in a parish, and in this parish that I love very much.
I'm Phyllis Brocado, been cradle Catholic, born in Indiana, moved to Decatur when I was 10, moved over here when I married him in 1960.
And I'm Tommy Brocado, and I've been here since it was born. So I might be the oldest one here that knows about when they started building the building.
Yes.
Pat Staley was in our group, and Pat died not long ago.
But he was a big worker as far as the maintenance and all that sort of stuff. And we have been friends. I went to school with Martha, and we were in their wedding. And so we go way back.
when that was being built, we had to have $50,000 in pledges. And so everybody, we went out on
All the different churches.
We went out, the three churches went out. Sheffield raised $32,000. Everybody else raised $18,000. But when the father said, "We're going to build a church," of course he's talking about that school, and so everybody says, "Well, that's wonderful. Whereabouts?" Of course, we had all the money in it. We had everything in it.
And they thought it was going to be Sheffield.
And so it's going to be built in Tuscumbia. And
that hurt.
Yeah. But that's just part of it, and it's the greatest thing that ever happened.
A lot of friends go through. You mentioned Vera. Remember the time when Vera came? And our kids were in school over here, and they'd call me Miss Ram and her Miss Brocado. We were just here a lot, and I just say I didn't change it, and I don't think she did either. And we've been friends all these years too, as well as Martha and Pat.
Her husband told me, he said, "Tommy, you know I'm a pincher." And he said, "I made a bad mistake." Well, I said, "I like to pinch your wife instead of Vera."
Yeah. But we've been friends. We've made a lot of friends, and all the people that you've had on the thing, we've been friends all those years, all the old ones.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the young ones too, as far as that go. I mean that, but and like Genevieve and Ray, and I mean I said what's funny is I imagine they're older than us. They may be the oldest couple, and then maybe we might be having right behind them, but we are right behind them in church. That wasn't me. It wasn't, we would sit behind them in church, and it's funny. But.
And this stool that we're sitting on right now is one of our friends, MacTosh.
Yeah.
Great people. Yeah.
It's just hard to mention everybody. It's a lot of them gone. We're blessed to be here.
Hi, my name is Lee Gargas. I came to the Shoals area in 1957. My first church was St. Joseph's in Sheffield. In about 1960, they closed that church along with Our Lady of the Sacred Heart in Tuscumbia. About that same time, they opened a new parish here in Tuscumbia, and it was Our Lady of the Shoals. We had a school first, a convent next to take care of our sisters who were teaching in our school, and then we had the church. I worked for Father Richard for a while the church was being built. Father Kevin was here also. We had Mass in the parish hall until the church was built. My children, the Mothershed children, went to school here until it closed, till the school closed. And I taught CCD about 10 years. And during that time, we had, my CCD bunch had guitar masses here in the church, and it was quite a hit with the teenagers. There's been many wonderful priests that have come through here, and each one of them, in their own way, have made our church what it is today. For the last 50 years, Our Lady of the Shoals has been my heart and my soul.
I'm Genevieve Harrison.
I'm Harold Harrison, better known as Red. Used to be Red. Yeah,
And
Harrison.
we've been in the parish. When the new church opened, we were here to start the new church with Father Jacks, who was very strict, had his ideas on what he wanted. We thoroughly enjoyed working with him. And he came when we started the church, and I've worked in with the sacristan and as sacristans, did in the choir, a little bit of everything. I don't know what I'd have done without the church. That was my second home, my second family. Too. And Red joined the church with Father Don.
Father Don, yeah. Yeah, I'm a convert, yeah.
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 He'd come up here, but he didn't ever join Father Don.
Yeah.
Just hit him just right. They worked together. I don't know what I'd do without the church. I don't think we could.
Yeah,
This is Slim Your House speaking to you. Okay. My oldest brother's Patrick Howe. Then my twin is Leland Howe. Then my brother Timothy Howe. We got one that's not here. And my sister Robbie Bennett. We lost a sister. And so we started in the Catholic Church when we were real young. I said, what's got it started is that my brother Preston Howe, which started going to church up there. He started going to Catholic Church. We wondered where he was going. He started going to the Catholic Church. Then the next round, my dad decided he wanted to go. So he started going to church up there too. So that's the way it got started. Then we started following behind each other, started going to the church up there. We ended up going to Our Lady of Grace, which we also worked up there at Our Lady of Grace. Helped Father Bryce. We cut the yard, cleaned the church up and everything. We decided we wanted to get in the Catholic Church. We were altar boys. We were, altar boys up there at the church. We spent a lot of good time at the church. And we had another person, James Smith. Him and Preston was the one that started it out. We enjoyed the Catholic Church. We've been there almost how many years? About 60 years, I think. About 60 years. About 60 or 70 years. It's been a long time.
We're still here.
My name is Craig Dillard, and I can't really remember how many years I've been Catholic, but I remember I was baptized at Our Lady of the Grace, and I was very young, and I remember starting the Catholic school here at Our Lady of Shoals in the 5th grade. I remember transferring over here when the old church was over in the school. And I remember when Father Richard come up with the plans to build this church here.
My name is Mary Dillard, and I went to Our Lady of Grace in Sheffield for about a year or so, and then they closed that down, and we moved over here to Our Lady of Shoals. I worked first for Father William in the big old house over on this where this church is right now, and I worked for him about a couple of years. And I went in and cleaned, and I cooked dinner for Father John. He came from Como, and Father Richard came, and Father Richard came. He started building this church. After he built the church, which was beautiful, and he came over and he showed it to me, and he said it had 12 foundations, the name of the 12 apostles. And I thought that was marvelous how he done that. And I just enjoyed working and being an usher at the church.
Hi, my name's Andrea Chaney, and I've been a member of this beautiful parish since I was 15. I can honestly say when I try to think back some of my favorite memories, the most important thing is May 29, 1976, the day Wayne and I got married. Since then, he and I both have been active members of the parish in various capacities, dealing with the youth, CCD teachers. He's Eucharistic minister and music, which has been a very important part of my life. I can honestly also say that the people are my best memories. The people of the past, the people of the present, and I look forward to seeing the people of the future. And when I enter the house of God, I immediately go back to the many times that there's been tears shed in both happiness and sadness, times of baptisms, times of marriage, funerals, but all in all, this church has held it all. And we've kept together as one family, and I believe that's what's kept our faith strong. And I look forward, and I pray every day that God lets me see the many beautiful changes and the many beautiful faces that are going to come together to keep this parish strong for God's love. And I just feel very gracious in being just some small part of helping our parish thrive.